Yes?
Can we find out about
How do you
our...
think the crew is holding up?
Anyone in particular? I sort them in their files, and my brain by species.
Apparently we
Why do
never
you
asked
sort
for
them
that.
that way?
Just easier for me to see patterns in behavior.
Is Jal doing okay?
He's adjusting. The rest of us have at least some understanding of each other's cultures. But to Jar, we're all outsiders. It's a lot to take in. I'd say he's doing pretty well.
Thanks for the insight. I'll let you get back to it.
I'll be here if you need me.
One hell of a trip this is turning out to be. Hostiles, ruined worlds, no home in sight. Everyone's getting toasty. There was a 2-hour argument yesterday and no one even knew how it started.
That's not good.
Luckily, I have the perfect way for people to unwind. Movie night.
I'm down.
Taking a breather for a good movie? I could get behind that.
Best part is, it doesn't need to be good. Still get mileage out of the bad ones. It's worth it to jumpstart everyone's pioneer spirit and all that. The Tempest database is pretty dry. Could you download a movie library from Nexus Ops to see what I've got to work with?
5 time.
Thanks. Everyone will appreciate it.
Get a movie library download. Okay.
Pathfinder, hey, I was wondering, could you put your stamp on a project? It's for me and Jarl to work on. Call it diplomacy if you have to put it in a budget bucket. Greenlight that research and it's all good.
What's your read on the people we're working with?
The squad and crew, they're all fine.
You must have opinions.
Your opinion's more important. What do you think of your people?
We're all struggling with a job that just landed in our laps.
It's a blur sometimes. I bet Lexi's flagging all kinds of psych warnings. Up to us to figure it out. That's why this is our ship. So we own it. Want to make it work.
We'll talk later.
I know it.
Build his research project. Okay. Oh wow, I have more stuff. Is that what this is? Ah, Liam's armor requisition. Don't really know more about it, but let's do it. Oh, he's now in his room. Okay.
So, Jal,
So,
we haven't had a chance to talk alone. You comfortable in here?
I took it. It feels strange to stay with the others. They are... you are... aliens.
And
Understandable.
you're alien to us, so there. We have something in common.
We can look at it as a place to start.
Got it.
Perhaps then, if we're all aliens, it's about what kind of alien we are.
You had no idea about us, but you signed up to help us anyway.
Perhaps it had nothing to do with you.
Care to elaborate?
I do not.
How do you know Moshae Sefa?
She's our greatest mind on the Remnant. I was his student.
You studied the Remnant too?
A little. I was terrible. I quit. Or she threw me out. One of those. We're still very close.
So, is that your rifle?
It is now. It's Ket, with my own modifications. I like to tinker, to get my hands on something and take it apart.
That's a skill I know we can use. But I have one request. Please don't take apart my ship.
So I was thinking.
You're right. I signed up. Volunteered for this. It's exciting. There's something unique about you. Uneasy, raw, but somehow profound.
Face value? That sounds like a compliment. A nice one.
It is. Angara feel deeply. We have more trouble hiding our emotions than showing them. I should get back to my work.
Okay, that's the first I've seen that picture in the dialogue wheel. It's like some friendship type one or something. Let's try it out.
When we have downtime, I'd love to watch you work.
Sure. I could show everyone.
No. Just us. So we can get to know each other better, or just share a hobby.
Oh, of course.
Good. Good.
Either that, it's another form of being interested in them. I don't know. Guess we'll find out as we play.
Yes?
What's your story, Joel? Tell me about yourself.
Why?
Well, why wouldn't you? You hiding something?
Maybe. That would only make sense.
Okay.
I was born on Earth, third planet of the
Don't
Sol
blame 'em.
system in the Milky Way.
That's interesting. Thank you. That's enough. Until we've established a better trust with each other. That's enough.
No, okay.
Until we've established...
Fine. I'll leave you be then. Alright, let's actually go down.
Bridges 4, engine rooms aft, med bay starboard. Smart stuff up front, powers them back.
There you are. Gotcha.
Am I interrupting?
Nope. I go the way the wind blows. You're here now, so you're the wind. Just dealing with some scourge issues. That Archon fella tried to warn you not to joyride into it, but you were just la la la. It was an act first, think later move. I respect it. Well, more like I resemble it. Hey, you play poker?
Come again?
Poker. Card game with bluffing, betting. It's an age-old measuring stick of a person's character, fortitude, guts. Used to think maybe it was my calling. Turns out I'm just good at it. Never lost heads up. We should play sometime.
Willing to put your streak on the line?
Huh. I'll risk it. Next time we port up and you're in the mood, I'm always in the mood. The Angara was super curious about the ship. A few were pretty bold. Asked me questions.
What do you make of them?
They know their shit. Quick-minded, sharp. They'll make good allies.
I like to hear that.
Good talking to you, Gil.
Anytime.
I did not like the look of that Archon. Maybe the Angara will let me pitch a 10 on Aya for the duration.
I want to say nothing. Don't want to underestimate him.
Didn't think you were the type to run from trouble.
Well, when you put it that way. All right. Next time, keep him on the line. I might have something to say.
Could be interesting. This is always available. I don't think it ever
I
changes.
like it when you flirt.
Yeah.
I wouldn't-
Don't worry, Ryder. I'm relentless. It relaxes.
Thanks for chatting.
I don't know if
We'll
it's a
talk
bug
again
that
later.
it keeps appearing
You
or
know it.
what's really up with it. Oh, come on. Alright. Let's go visit him in here.
Liam, I signed off on that project.
That's great, Pathfinder. Jarl Maldarov, we got our gear.
Costa? Ryder?
Let's make it into a joke.
We don't technically have uniforms, but this is a little casual.
Just convenience, swapping armor. You ready to go?
Go.
Right. The pattern on your pauldron.
Family honorific.
Can I wear the poncho?
It's a Rofshin. And no,
Why? Is it
Wait,
religious?
what?
it's personal. You're not allowed.
Because of status or species?
Maybe it's both.
Do all humans look alike?
Some of you sound alike.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I want to go with that. It's kind of... They're really interested in getting to understand each other's armor and stuff. I mean, I don't know. Let's keep going with it.
I thought this was about armor. Are you deliberately trying to offend Jal?
Of course he is.
That's the point. Asking stuff diplomats leave out. Armor for answers.
My 10 was earlier. Nexus info packets leave a lot out. I am sorry. Was this not sanctioned?
Yeah, you weaseling Adi.
Nevertheless. Ryder?
So damn, they're full on naked. I don't think it's really gonna make trouble.
Jal's technically an emissary. There's no way this kind of questioning would fly with his superiors.
He won't tattle if that's what you're worried about. This was between us. We were joking around and realized we didn't know how to insult each other. Or how not to. Some things are so ingrained they're invisible. We didn't even know the warning sign, so we got it over with. Now we won't do it accidentally. Like when we're trying to negotiate an outpost. Enough of his people want to shoot us now.
I don't know. I completely down with the whole idea.
Okay, I kind of get the intent. No harm, no foul.
If Jar was offended, I'd be on the floor. I'll take that kind of honest any day. We have a lot to learn. That's part of what our team is for. Better now than when people's lives are on the line. Yeah, Ryder?
We'll talk later.
Nothing new from that.
I know it.
All right.
That Archon. Arrogant son of a bitch. Maybe that's redundant for a cat.
He's also the first cat who bothered to talk to us. That's useful intel.
True, they can communicate. They just prefer to open fire. So, what else is new?
How's the search for the Asari Ark going?
Nothing new. Let's stay optimistic.
Okay, yeah, they just did a patch I downloaded earlier that said things that would sometimes go gray after the first time you selected, but if there's more, it will no longer end up grayed out. So apparently there's going to be more for that.
Any
the
more
war stories.
Commando war stories?
Always liked Janae. She was only 200, and with me around, she wasn't the kid anymore. She was a biotic protege. I once saw her yank an AA gun right off its housing, crushed a gang of slavers with it.
Ouch.
They didn't feel it for long. Janae was a good friend. Maybe she still is back there. Won't be a kid now, though.
Any more Commando war stories?
Not just now. I'll try to remember a good one.
Alright, make sure
How's the
select
search
this
for the
again
Asari
too.
Ark?
Nothing new.
Alright,
Let's stay
I
optimistic.
didn't think so.
See you later, Cora.
I'll be here.
Exactly is this anyway? Huh. Is that always there? I can't remember.
Your take on the Angara, old man?
Strong, honorable survivors. Been a while since I encountered a new friendly species. Last time was the humans.
Oh yeah, you lived through first contact with them, didn't you?
If I recall, my exact words were, "They're bold for being so squishy, do they know they're mostly water?"
Harsh. Don't let Ryder hear you.
Okay. Notes from last fire drill. Live and escape pod. Alright. No need to panic about the drag core noise this morning, just a stress test, nothing wrong. Alright. Nothing really new.
Hey,
Got any stories or advice to share?
does a pie jack scratch its butt?
Tell me more about fighting Ket.
Wraiths are sneaky little shits, like to ghost up behind you when you least expect it. Just
I don't think we've
listen
seen them.
for 'em. They tend to give themselves away right before coming at you. Break through their head plates, then a headshot should do the trick.
Tell me more about fighting Ket.
Destined are annoying, quick. Got some crazy mist that hides them from view, their friends too. Take a Destined down, and that mist goes away. Makes them a prime target, if you ask me. Perfect for grenade practice.
Tell me more about fighting Ket.
There's just something wrong about the kid. The absolute single-mindedness.
Tell me more about fighting Ket.
So, Chosen, it's not good to let too many of them get close to you at once. If they hit your shields, take a step back. Let me handle them. Bet you anything they're not used to being rushed by a Krogan.
Tell me more about fighting Ket.
Fire and explosives are good against anything with heavy armor. Or anything, really. Generally, no one likes being set on fire.
Generally,
True.
there's a story behind this.
Ha, there sure is.
Alright, See if we can get that
You
story.
mentioned that people generally don't like being set on fire.
I was hoping you'd ask. So, about 400 years ago, give or take a decade, me and my outfit were pinned down during a skirmish with another merc group. So I pull off my usual stunt, charge ahead and breach their barricade. Pop my flamethrower and get ready to let go. Only to see them all screaming and running away. Turns out, I'd crashed through a shipment of Turian brandy on my way in. Never even noticed I was on fire. But they sure did. Never seen a pack of mercs panic that badly before.
Well, I guess if you regenerate anyway, that's not necessarily too bad. Well, I guess that's one way to get it done.
Tell me more about fighting Ket.
Ascendant. Keep your distance. Don't let him get you in those force fields. Pop that little orb, then shoot him in the head, just like anything else.
Tell me more about fighting Ket.
Fiends, kid. Even I'm not gonna mess with those at close range. Keep your distance.
That's a big
Shoot
one.
them in the red fleshy bits, or I guess in the face if you can't flank them.
Tell me more about fighting Ket.
Shoot stuff and don't die. Always works for me.
That's the best one yet, right there.
Tell me more about fighting Ket.
Shoot stuff and don't die.
Alright.
Always works for me.
I assume that's it.
Got any...
Does a pie jack scratch its
Yeah.
butt?
Alright.
Sure.
Oh, okay, it's this as well. You can actually find this in Pathfinder Hall as well. I found it when I was going back, but since there's nothing really to show, I just didn't show that bit of the footage.
Hello, Sarah. Meeting with Yangara is truly historic.
I'll say.
My only comparison is Alec Ryder's experience in the First Contact War, a time of uncertainty and cultural misunderstanding. We are arguably in a similar time, yet your encounter was peaceful. I can see what humanity has learned.
How are those jokes coming, Sam?
Why don't Thresher Moors eat comedians? Because they taste funny.
Still need some work, that's for
How are
sure.
those jokes coming, Sam?
My algorithms are formulating a new one, calculating the trajectory of the punchline. That was not a joke.
Oh, right. How are those jokes coming, Sam?
I am formulating a new one.
I think
How
that's
are
it.
those jokes coming?
I am formulating
Yeah.
a new one.
Thanks,
Alright.
Sam.
Remtech. Thanks to that remnant storage box from the EOS vault, all I need is one particular piece of Remtech to complete my project. My scanner located what I need on Vold. Forget how they said it. If we have a chance, can we go find it? Well, of course. We'll acknowledge that one. And... Alright. Manifest items that I brought aboard your ship, the Tempest. Blankets and bedding. An event, your unfamiliar alien bedding is insufficient or uncomfortable. Small number of personal objects. It's a piece of Angarian tech weaponry. 25 jugs of nourishment paste. This will need to be replenished regularly. Alright, armor including my 2 Rofgen unknown alternate capes, suspenders, equipment to repair them. Vials of salves, creams, perfumes. I can provide your science officer with a list of ingredients if that is required. I've also brought my personal weapon, a Ket rifle. I've been issued an Omni tool, which I am currently calibrating. Okay. Come by when you got a minute. Got any idea I want to run by you? Might help. Okay, he's talking about the movie. Archive all those. Okay, so yeah, I definitely have to go back to the Nexus to get the movie.
Aya has so much biodiversity and the waterfalls.
Just like Sirkesh.
Yeah, kinda. I wasn't thinking about that.
We might have a problem. I was running some numbers, mass balances and such. The Tempest is carrying about 70 kilos of extra mass. I think something's aboard that doesn't belong.
70 kilos is enough mass for another person.
Our internal sensors aren't getting anything, but they're not as powerful as a Pathfinder's scanner. Can you take a look?
Yeah, we better check this out.
All right, I'll look around the ship and see what I can find.
Scan rooms for anomalies.
Sam's been compiling our star charts. The other pilots on the Nexus will have plenty of new trails to follow.
You can drop the charts off the next time we're there.
Funny. A few months ago, that station was like a war zone. Flying was my only way to escape the chaos. Now it's become a haven, just as it was meant to be.
Everyone's really working to get the Nexus on its feet.
Regardless, the worst threat to the whole initiative is still that monstrosity.
You mean the Scourge?
I still see it crippling the Nexus in my memories. I had to train other pilots in hazardous flight techniques just to look for food and water. It's a cage that eats good ships and good people. Helios won't be home so long as it's a threat.
Yeah, something needs to be done about it, but...
It's a huge space anomaly. It's not going away in anyone's lifetime.
If we could somehow neutralize it, or if our ships had defenses against it. Still, that's what we do, isn't it? Find a way where there is none. Just see the Nexus for proof of that.
Yeah, I wonder if on this one we'll be, like, developing ship upgrades and such.
What can I do for you?
If there's anything else.
Tell me something else about the ship.
Her engine's based on the Ark's Odyssey drive, which got us through dark space. The core takes the static electricity it generates and stores it in capacitors. We basically make our own power supply. It took Serena and Tion weeks to get it working on a smaller ship. And a few electrical shocks.
Tell me something else about the ship.
Our aerospace engineer was Tianada Vasmore, a Quarian fellow, and absolutely fearless. Once, some Omega scrap dealer pulled the "we don't sell to Quarians" nonsense. Tion found a workaround.
What did he do?
He glued a memory foam to his environmental suit, then, during the negotiations, leaned against the drive core he wanted, very casual. It made a perfect mold of the components, and the scrap dealer was none the wiser.
Tell me something else about the ship.
The glass on board? It's actually a clear oxide and nanofiber compound. It bends rather than shattering.
How tough is it? We're only an arm's length away from hard vacuum.
Our testing involved 3 drunk Krogan with sledgehammers and a C-Sec battering ram. It's sturdy.
Alright.
Tell me something else about the ship.
O'Connell, our systems designer, was running a power distribution model. How power moves through the ship. But he forgot to lock his terminal and we, added a few embellishments. For 2 days, poor O'Connell was convinced that turning on all the bathroom lights would overload the engine core.
Tell me something else about the ship.
Alright, so they had their fun pranking each other.
Sorry. You'll have to make some new ones.
What do you think of the rest of the crew?
I'll admit it. Gil's rather irritating. He insists on redesigning systems rather than maintaining them.
He likes to do things his way.
That doesn't make it the right way.
What do you think of the rest of the crew?
Liam's quite fun. Not many humans have that kind of energy. I probably shouldn't have told him there are secret compartments in the armory, though. He's been looking all day.
Now, is that him messing with them, or are there actually secret compartments?
What do you think of the rest of the crew?
Dr. Tapero seems nice, if quiet. It must be very different here, compared to the Hyperion. Fewer people in stasis shock.
Let's keep it that way. What do you think of the rest of the crew?
Given Drax's history with Solarians, it's probably better I just stay out of his way. Too bad. That grunion roast he makes smells delicious.
What do you think of the rest
maybe
of the
someday.
crew?
I like PB. But I really hope she doesn't lean on the escape pod's manual release by accident.
Is that easy to do?
It's an escape pod. If it's difficult to use, you're doing it wrong.
True.
What do you think of the rest of the crew?
Vetra's very kind. She actually got hold of some dried seaweed snacks for me. Said I needed feeding up.
What do you think of the rest of the crew?
I don't talk to Cora much. She always seems so busy. There are things I'd like to ask her about your father, but it never seems like a good time.
What do you think of the rest of the crew?
Jal has all sorts of questions about the ship. I gave him some technical manuals. He tore right through them. I should ask him about Angaran ships. Imagine something actually designed to handle that damn scourge.
What do you think of the rest of the crew?
No, if I gossip anymore, I'll get in trouble.
I'll let you concentrate.
You know where I'll be.